Hi there, I'm Eitan, and welcome back to Wix Wiz. Today we are going to do another Wix Stores product page related tutorial, and I will be talking about wish lists. Wish lists are a way for your potential customers to save a product even if they are not going to purchase it and access it at a later time. It's kind of like a light cart. So they're not even really thinking of purchasing it at the moment, but they do like the product and they want to keep an eye on it. Maybe they're waiting for a price drop or something like that. And there are two approaches that we are going to show. First, I'm going to show how to do this on a regular Wix store product page using the built-in no-code wishlist solution provided by Wix. And then we'll be moving on to a custom product page and how to use data collections in order to create a similar thing for your custom product page. So let's get started. Okay, so as I mentioned, we're going to be starting with the classic Wix Stores product page. And in order to add our wish list, we're going to head over to Settings and go down here to Wish List and add a wish list. And now Wix is taking its time to add the wish list to our product pages. And when it's done, we should see a little heart near our add to cart. A wish list page was added to your members pages, customize page. Okay, but let's head it back into settings. Whoops. And go over here to wish list. And now we can customize the button of our add to wish list functionality. So, if we want to play around with it, we can. And if we head back to our product page, then we'll see the add to wish list button was added right over here. And let's see how this looks on the live site. So I'm going to go ahead here and publish. And let's go ahead and view the site. I'm just going to head over to my shop. And if I click on a product and zoom out just a little bit so you can see better, you can see here that we have this little heart button that when I click it, it will add to a wish list. And I have to be a member because basically what Wix does is it links between the member and the item that they want, and then displays this wish list in their member area. So I'm just going to go ahead and log in with Google. And now it has been added to my wish list. You can see that the heart is filled, which indicates that I've added to my wish list. And if I head over here to my account, you can see that I have a my wish list page. And here you see the product that was added to my wish list, and I can also go ahead and directly add it to cart if I choose to. Now it's in my cart. Okay, so this wish list is kind of just my favorited products, the products that I am considering, but not considering enough to add to my cart at a certain point. So that is how to set this up just using the regular Wix no-code solution for wish lists. But if you built yourself a custom product page, then you're going to need to set this up for yourself because you can't install the wishlist app onto your custom product page. So let's go over back to the Wix editor and head over to our custom product page that we built, which is here under dynamic pages. And I'm kind of assuming that you've watched the other tutorials, or at least the introduction video to the series about building a custom product page so that you kind of know what we're talking about. And I'm going to head over here. And this is the custom product page that we built. So in order to add products to our wish list from the custom product page, we are going to need to add a button, which will serve as the button for adding products to the wish list. So I'm going to go ahead and add an element. And since I actually like these buttons, I'm going to just copy paste one of these buttons because I kind of like it. And I'm going to drag it up here. And this is where we're going to let people favorite the favorite or add to wish list from. And the reason I'm putting it here is because If you remember, we were kind of building this based on the Etsy product page, and on Etsy, that's kind of how it looks. So that's what I'm going for. You can put this button wherever you want on your product page. That is one of the perks of building a custom product page. So let's go ahead and change the design a little bit. And I'm going to change this to a little heart if they have one. So let's go over here to icon. Here. Change text and icon. And I'm going to replace the icon with something from media from Wix. Let's see if they have a heart icon. Okay, so we have a heart icon and we have both a not filled heart icon and a filled heart icon. So we're actually going to need that in order to kind of mimic that functionality that you saw on the original product page where, if it's not liked yet or not added to the wish list yet, it's an empty heart, but it's a full heart if it is added. So I'm going to go ahead and add that, and I'm just going to rotate this button so it's facing back up. Okay, so that's our full heart button, and I'm going to go ahead and copy paste this, and here we are going to have our filled heart. So I'm going to go ahead and change the icon to one of those filled hearts. I think this one should be good. And there we go. Okay, so these are the two buttons that we're going to be using. In the end of the day, there will be one on top of the other, but for now, I'm kind of leaving them apart so that they're easier to select and program. Now I want to head over to our databases and go over to stores. And I want to see here if Wix created any kind of collection for our wish list. And I don't see here that it is exposed to us in terms of wish list. So that means we're going to need to create our own wish list collection. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to our collections and I'm going to click add. Where are we? Collections, add. Create collection, and I'm going to call this wish list and create. And this is actually going to be a really simple collection. All it's going to be is in one field, we are going to have a user ID. And you can also use a reference field if you want here. For simplicity's sake, I'm just going to be using a text field. And here we are going to have a reference field. So I'm going to go over here and select multi-reference. And I've explained why I use multi-reference in the past, even though technically we're only referencing one item. I found that the single reference was a little buggy. It could be they've fixed it up actually since I've used it last, but multi-reference works and that's why I use it. So I'm going to go ahead and select the collection that we're referencing, which is our products collection. So I'm going to select products here, and I'm just going to call this product, because that's the product that they are saving to their wish list. Excellent. And now I can just actually change this to our primary and delete the title field. I never like having field that I'm not using in the collection. Excellent. So we have user ID, we have product, and now we just need to add the code that will add this to our wish list. So let's head over here and head into our Velo IDE. I'm also going to zoom in a little bit and scroll all the way down to the bottom where we'll be adding the code for the wish list. So I'm going to go over here. I'm just going to comment that this is going to be our wish list code. And now we can program our buttons. So I'm going to name our buttons. So our first button, I am going to call add to wishlist button. And this button I'm going to call remove from wish list. And that's because when we click on it, this is what will be displayed if the item is in our wish list. And if it's clicked, I want to remove it from our wish list. So let's start by programming the add to wish list button. Add to wish list button dot on click. And I'm just going to write the function here within our event listener. So what do we need to do here? So first of all, we need to make sure that we have a member. And let's see how we stored our member. So let's see. Let me search here, member. I'm trying to find where we first get our current member. I can actually use it over here. Okay, so we got our current member when we were building out our log. And we just did it inside there. So I'm going to do it the same way. So I'm going to go over here and copy paste that. And basically what this does is it gets the current member, and we're just going to need to make this async so that this works. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say if no member return. And basically what that will do is exit this function if we don't have a member, because only members will be able to favorite items. And the next thing we're going to do is actually save the item in our collection. One thing that I think I forgot to do is to set the permissions. So let's go over here and set our permissions. So we're going to do that. Site members can add to the collection, and site member authors can delete or update content. Okay, and that will let them kind of remove it from their wish list if they choose to. And I'm probably going to need to zoom out here a little bit just to save. And zoom right back in. Okay, so now we can head back to our code. And I'm going to say const saved wish list item will be equal to await Wix data dot insert, and I'm inserting into the wish list collection. And what I'll be inserting here is simply our user ID, which will be equal to member.id. Okay, I'm only inserting that one field because our product will be a reference field. So if saved wish list item, okay, so if we got an item here, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say Wix data dot insert reference wish list, and the property name is product, and the referring item is our saved wishlist item. So saved wishlist item dot ID, and the product that we're referring to is this product dot ID. And the reason I have that ready here is because we already got our product. Let me show you where. So we declare with this product up here, and we get it from our dynamic data set in this function that we run when the dynamic data set is ready. Okay, so that's how I have this product, and this product is basically this whole huge object here with all the information about the product, including, of course, its ID. And I'm just going to use that ID over here to insert a reference to the product. So that's what's going to happen when somebody clicks on Save Wishlist Item. And then once they click on the Save Wishlist Item, I'm going to hide the button. Add to wishlist, sorry. Hide. And I'm going to show the remove from wishlist button. That way they can remove it if they choose to. Excellent. And now we just have to program the remove from wishlist button. Scroll down a little bit. And this, we're also going to be adding an on-click event listener. And then what are we going to do here when we click this button? So this button will not show if we don't have a member anyway, so we don't really need to check for a member here at this point. One thing it did make me think of is that if somebody lands on this page, as soon as the user lands on this page, we're going to need to check if there's a member, and we're going to need to check if we want to show the remove from wishlist button or not, because they might have it saved in their wish list, but we can deal with that in a moment. What we're going to do here is we're going to say Wix data dot remove, and then we're going to have here wish list, and we're going to need the ID of the item that we want to remove. Okay, so for this, we are going to need to know if this product and this product is already in the wish list. Excellent. So we're going to need to query. So let's go ahead and do Wix data const result equals Wix data dot query wish list, and we want two things. So we want equals user ID, and we're going to need our member in the end. So I'm going to get the member from over here. And again, you can, this is going to be an async function. If you want, you can get your member once on the page, which is probably what I would do if I was refactoring this code, and then use that variable member in all of the functions instead of getting the member from current member again and again and again. I'm kind of using a long cut here because I don't want to set that system up right now. But basically, I'm going to check here and see if user ID is equal to member.id. And we're going to have an has some to verify that the product reference field has some of this product.id. Okay, so that basically will mean that we're looking for this specific product and the specific member saved in the wish list, and that will be the result of this query. And then I'm going to add a condition if result.items.length is bigger than 0, that means we found something, then I forgot to add the find here at the end of the query. Then what we're going to need to do is say that const wish list item equals to result.items 0. Okay, the first item that comes back, which should only be 1. And then we can move this over here and remove wishlist_item.id. That is excellent. One thing that I want to add here is before we save the wishlist item, I also want to run this query. And I only want to insert a wishlist item if this query comes back equal to 0. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy over these two lines. And I'm going to put this over here. And I'm going to say that if the results.items.length is bigger than 0, I'm going to return. And basically that will mean that we'll exit this function if there is already a saved item in the wish list for this member and this product, because we only need to put one reference each time. Okay. And that's going to be good enough to start with. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to publish this. And then I'm going to head to our live site and I'm going to look for one of our products. So products, I'm a product. And this is our custom page, and you can see here the two buttons that we set up. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click the Add to Wishlist button, and you can see that our Add to Wishlist button disappeared. This button had not been hidden, so it's showing. But if I go over here and I check out our wishlist collection, so I'm going to go ahead and open collection. You can see here that we have the user ID and the product. And if I click the remove button and I open the collection again, then that item should be removed and it's not here anymore. But this did highlight some issues that we have. And one of these issues is that we need to add this functionality here as well. So I'm going to go to, I'm going to say, I don't know if remove at, I'm just going to add a dot then here, even though I usually prefer to use async await. I just don't remember if this returns void or not when it's wixdata.remove. So I'm just going to do that and put this right over here. And we want to show add to wish list and hide remove from wish list. And I'm just going to set this this button to be hidden by default. So I'm going to go over here and click hidden. And I'm going to drag it so it's sitting right on top of the other button. Excellent. Let's go ahead and publish that. And I'm going to go back to the live site and refresh the page. And now, as you see, so we only have our add to wish list button. And when I click it, it fills the heart, as if we've added it to the wish list. And if I go ahead and I click again, then the heart empties as if we removed from wish list. So this is, I would say, 85% done in terms of adding and removing from the wish list. What we do want to add here is just to check as soon as we come to this product page if this product is in our wish list or not. So I'm going to go ahead and add a function, and I'm going to call this const check for product in wish list. And what this function is going to do, I'm going to make it asynchronous. And basically what it's going to do is it's going to do this query. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that and format. And we are going to need to check for a member. So let's go ahead and add that in over there. The only difference is that we're not going to remove this wish list. And we don't need to know what the wish list is either. Wish list item, sorry. What we're basically going to do is if the results.items.length is bigger than 0, that means we have this item in the wish list already. Then we're going to show, we're going to hide the add to wish list button and show the remove from wish list button. And basically that will ensure that if I visit a page that I already added to my wish list, it will have the full heart instead of the unfilled heart, which could indicate that I could still add it to my wish list. And I'm going to run that function right up here in the function where we set up all of our other elements on the page. I'm going to add it right over here. I'm going to say check for product in wish list. And I'm going to publish that. Done. And now I'm going to refresh the page just so we load the most recent version of the site. And I'm going to add this product to my wish list. Or at least I'm going to try. I'm going to add the product to my wish list. And I'm going to refresh the page. So now if that worked, what we just set up, then this heart should still be filled And you saw that originally it was not filled, but then it did get it filled. And you can set it up so it only displays the buttons, let's say once that function runs or something. For me, at the moment, that small delay is not a big deal. Okay, so this indicates that this product is already on the wish list. The next thing that we're going to need to do in order to display the wish list is to set up a new page with a repeater that will show the items from the wish list collection on that page. I am not going to show that in this tutorial because I think that setting up a repeater and linking it to a collection is something that you can either experience from my other tutorials or research online and find an answer to. It's not something that's very unique to this custom product page. If you want to set it up within your member's account, then I'm pretty sure that if we go to settings, we have to go back to our regular product pages, which we're not using anymore. So I'm going to head over to store pages, product pages. And I'm going to click here on the app, go to settings, go to wish list, and remove wish list. Okay, so now the wish list button has been removed from the regular product pages. And if I go and check out our member pages, then you'll see it does not have the wish list anymore. But what I could do is add a member page and add a custom page, which will be private. So I'm going to go ahead and add the page. And Wix will take its time. So I have a new private page here, and I can go to settings. What's the name? Wish list. And then on this page, I'm just going to drag this section down a little bit. Yeah, so here we can start designing. So we can add elements here, we can add a repeater here, and link it to the wishlist collection and display that here inside of our members account. If you have any questions about this, you can feel free to comment below. I hope you liked this tutorial. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.